boxing, not
yeah.
not the
But
not the
let's get
pole.
into it, man. We done lost 40 seconds, man. Adesanya versus Yan, man. What did you like about this fight? What did you hate? Did you like it? Rate it? Do all that good stuff, man. Give me your opinion on
Okay,
it.
so Jan Blachowicz defeats Israel Adesanya by decision. And we don't have enough time for me to talk about how trash the decision was, but the right guy
Yeah.
won, so we are going to
Yes.
forget the card. I had it personally 49-48. I had 3 rounds to
Okay.
two. I
Yeah.
don't, and you could hear it from Daniel Cormier also when he was looking. He said, he's like, bro, what you mean a 10-8? I don't understand how we're going to award a 10-8 for that. You know, I get it that he was on the ground in control for a long period of time, but I do not warrant
So
that a 10-8.
approximately 2 minutes and 30 seconds, man. But before he got taken to the ground, especially in the fifth round, I feel like Adesanya was winning that round. I feel like he was landing more of the significant punches to the point where if he could have kept or stayed standing up, he might could have finished him because I feel like Jan was he was breathing on heavy, and as the third and fourth round kept going, if it wasn't for the two takedowns he had in the third, in the fourth round, and then also in the fifth round, I feel like Adesanya would have got to the point where he was getting to his range and he would have knocked him out. But um, I watched the interview with post fight interview with uh, dang, post fight interview with Adesanya. Adesanya was in good spirits, and he took the L in the chin. He took it like just like he should. But I thought he should have been a little bit more frustrated, confused, especially with his performance. He said he gave it to his technique. He said his technique wasn't as good as it needed to be, and he also said post fight after the fight to Jan, he said that his legs was very fatigued, but you could tell that the weight difference was
Yeah,
there. When he laid on him, he could not get up. And then Dana White also said that he said that John Jones fight is out the window, man. After this loss, man,
it's
I
got to
hate it,
be.
but
I
it's
don't
out the
like.
window.
I didn't necessarily like the fight in the first place. You know, so
Yeah,
the fact that it is sort of rather out the window doesn't really bother me per se. If you so look at it like this, okay? If let's say Western Carolina, our alma mater, where we went to school,
hmm
we went and played against Florida, Chris Leak and the boys, and that's when Tim Tebow took over that year, right? Right there at the end. And we didn't. Let's hypothetically say we would have scored a touchdown. We didn't. Say we went in at the half up by 14 and eventually ended up losing by 20. The spirits after that won't be as down as if we were playing uh, basketball against App State in a rivalry and we were at home and we lost
yeah,
because the expectations probably from Adesanya was, eh, I could win this fight, but I could not. And the way that I could not lose this fight is to be, say, Conor McGregor-ized and getting knocked out, and then everybody sharing these memes. I don't, I
yeah,
don't,
yeah. There was no,
I don't
yeah,
think that there's too much. I mean, there's a couple shots that you can catch at a right angle, but I don't think there's too much of it. So basically, outpointed for this fight. Yeah, you live and you learn. I still got the 185 belt. Whatever. You know, that's why he kept saying, dare to be great and stuff like that. I don't think he was going to be as devastated as if he would have lost to I feel like he'll be a little bit more angry if he loses to Robert Whitaker, possibly. Or something like that.
true,
Or
true, true,
Kelvin Gastelum. Somebody like
true,
that. So
true.
I get it. But also, you sold us on this fight that we were like, why are you doing this in the first place? And then, when you don't win the fight, you're just like, meh, okay. And that's what takes a lot out of the sales for this fight. Now, I do have a question for you
True.
about Jan Blachowicz, who win.
What?
Because
Yeah.
he was like, yeah, man, that validates that I am the champion.
No.
I don't know about that.
No, it doesn't.
You know, if John Jones decides to come back to 205, and Jan Blachowicz beats John Jones, then he would have beaten all.
That would have solidified.
Is he the GOAT?
Uh-huh.
Is he the GOAT?
Uh-huh.
He beat Israel Adesanya, who we say might be the GOAT. He beat John Jones, who we say is the GOAT. The question is, if John Jones comes back to 205 and he wins, and Jan Blachowicz wins, are we talking about Jan Blachowicz, who went 2-4 in the UFC, as the GOAT?
No. No, because he would be a over the hill John Jones, who may be skill wise a little bit worse than what he was when he first got into it or when he reached his peak. So
Okay.
I don't feel like we can say that. And then he also beat Adesanya when Adesanya didn't build his body up for the weight class.
Adesanya's at his peak, though. Now,
but he didn't build his body up for this weight class though, because I feel like while Adesanya had 20 more pounds on him, maybe he can get up from those takedowns and possibly put Jan in a position where he can actually hurt him and put him down or put him away. Because I feel like in those fourth and fifth rounds, Adesanya had an opportunity, especially when he was getting those overhands and those check hooks. I feel like he had an opportunity to knock Jan out, but Jan took advantage of going up and under, which is throwing a punch up towards his face and then all of a sudden doing a takedown or getting a takedown. So I feel like if Adesanya would have had like 20 more pounds on him, I feel like he could have did better. But this solidifies Jan as being a contender or being better than what we thought, because he beat a guy who just ran through the 185 division and it still can continue to run through that division. So one other thing before we get to that Nunes versus Anderson, in the post-fight interview with Dana White, he also said, how the hell can you give a 10-8 in a fight like this? He said usually in a 10-8, that person or the person who got the 10-8 beat the living hell out of the other individual.
When you define a 10-8, it's defined as a fight that was close to being stopped.
Exactly.
And I don't think at any point it was close to ever being stopped, even though he was dominated. Not once we were like, oh, God, stop this fight.
A 10-7 is when the person got saved by the bell.
Pretty much. Dropped multiple times and stuff like that. All right, last thing before we move along. Jan Blachowicz, the UFC light heavyweight champion of the world. Yes. Take John Jones out of the equation. Take the fact that Thiago Santos lost and add that to the equation because he lost the same night. And we look over here and we go a year from now, let's put on the thinking cap. Who beats Jan Blachowicz in the 205 division? I think nobody. Okay, John Jones. If John Jones stays at heavyweight, you got his next title defense against Glover Teixeira. I think he beats Glover. And then you got Thiago Santos, who just lost. Alexander Ratchik. Maybe. Dominic Reyes, he already beat. And then
I feel like
Anthony Smith.
I feel like Dominic Reyes took him lightly though. I feel like Dominic Reyes took him lightly. I think Dominic Reyes is the best contender in the 205 division that could take that title, because Dominic came in, he thought he already had it. He thought he was the champion.
Okay.
Because he just fought John Jones and he lost to him, and it was a debatable match, man. It was confrontational because people could say that he won that, but I feel like, and this is what I think is going to happen. Think cap on. I think what's going to happen is Jan is going to go through a couple more contenders, and he's going to get a couple more wins. Going to have like a 4-fight win streak with the belt, and then John Jones is going to say, "Oh, let me go ahead and go down there and get that back."
Only if John Jones loses, though. If John Jones keeps winning at heavyweight, I don't see him coming back.
I don't think he's going. I think he might. John Jones, I feel like he's going to win his first match, like he beats Derek Lewis. Hopefully Derek Lewis comes in and knocks him out, but who knows? I feel like John Jones has better skills than Derek Lewis, but Derek Lewis has that off switch. If he loses to Derek Lewis, or Francis Ngannou, I feel like he comes back to the 205 division and gets his
Yeah, if he
belt
loses.
against Young.
But I'm saying, if he wins, he ain't coming back. If he
True.
wins, he's not coming back.
Man, there's a lot of question marks, man. But I really wanted to see that Adesanya versus John Jones, man. But we're not going to see it
We
though,
won't.
so we can still talk about it, but we ain't gonna see it.